So I'll make you a co-host, Darshit ji. Which one? Desktop? Let's do the Mangalacharana first.
Okay, sure.
अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। We'll do the Mangalacharana of Dravya Sangra. जीवं जीवं दौवं जीर्णवरवसेन जेन निदिष्टं देविन्दविन्दवन्दं वन्दे तं सौवदा शिरसा। Acharya Sri Nemichandra Siddhant Dev has written this Dravya Sangra, very small textbook of 58 words only. We have done up to 27. So first one was Mangalacharan. The second about the soul. It started from second verse to 14th. Then non-soul elements from 15 to 27. Today we will be doing from 28 onwards. So initially it will be 28 to 38 Asrauban Samvar Nijira Moksh. And then 39 to 46 will be Nischay and Vyavhar Moksh Marg. Path of liberation from the point of view of real point of view and conventional point of view. So we plan to complete up to 46. Let's see how much it goes. Then we have, of course, Dhyan, meditation, 47 to 49. Then Panch Parmeshti, 50 to 54, 5 Parmeshtis. And then we have Dhyan, Dhyata, Dhyay, 55 to 58. And that's where the textbook ends. So mostly by tomorrow we'll be completing this one, and then next week we'll move on to Mara Bhavna. So Darshitji, I'll make you a host.
Yeah, sure. Just I haven't done it before. We can try, but not on Darshit Shah. Just do it on Darshit Shah desktop because my
Okay.
book is on a different.
Okay, fine. Yes. Oh, Aditi ji is also there. I didn't see. So Darshitji, I'm making Aditi host.
Sure, sure. That's
You have
okay.
an internet problem, so in between you might have.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So we'll start from 28th verse, and in the textbook it is page number 92. So now the explanation on the other elements. We have so far discussed soul and non-soul elements. And from 28 to 38, we will be discussing the other 5 elements. Influx, bondage, stoppage of influx, then dissociation of bondage, and lastly, the liberation. So these 5 we will discuss. We will discuss from 2 viewpoints. One from the psychic point of view and the other from the material point of view or the physical point of view. So beginning with 28, the subdivisions of soul and non-soul, Jeev and Ajeev, namely influx, bondage, stoppage, gradual dissociation, liberation, and merit and demerit. So these are also added, so it becomes 9. So from 7, it becomes 9. But we can make it 7 also, because merit and demerit are part of, are included in influx and bondage. Okay. So like in Tattvar Sutra, they didn't give separately, but in Samaysar, they gave it separately. Just to highlight this point that people get struck up in merit and they feel that they are doing religion. But how can it be religion when it is binding you? So even if it is merit or demerit, both are binding the soul, and both are a cause of bondage. So how can that be a cause of liberation? So those are included in influx and bondage. So in total, it will be 7 plus 2, so 9. So the subdivisions of soul. So basically there are two substance element, soul and non-soul. And the other 5 are just an extension or subdivision of these two, soul and non-soul. So other 5 are called modification elements. And these two, soul and non-soul, are called substance element. Okay. So namely influx, bondage, stoppage, gradual dissociation, liberation, merit, and demerit are described in brief next. So this is just an introductory verse. They have just named what are the names, and now they will be explaining one each. So moving on to the 29th one, page number 96. Hmm. 29th one. So now they will define what is influx, asrav tattva. Disposition of the soul that cause influx of karma. Okay. So karma flows in towards the soul. So disposition of the soul, or the sentiments of the soul, or the emotions of the soul, toxic emotions of the soul that cause influx of karmas, is called by Lord Jina the psychic influx. Bhav asrav. Psychic influx means bhav asrav. So what kind of disposition of the soul? Moh, rag, dvesh. Delusion, attachments, and aversions. These dispositions of the soul cause influx. Okay. And can anyone answer why it is called by, here it is written, called by Lord Jina? Why they bring Lord Jina's name in between?
Can I try? So,
Ah,
can I try, Preeti?
yeah.
Because every Jinavani is from the Tirthankar's Vani. From there, it is coming to through the Ganadhar Parameshwar, Acharyas, and through the learned persons. So
Right.
the main source is Jinvani, that is Bhagavan's Divya Dhoni, whatever we got it through Bhagavan's Vani.
Right. Okay, that is also acceptable, but the real logic is that the Acharya Nemi Chandra wants to say that I am not saying. It is being said by the Lord Jina. Okay. So whatever you said is also correct.
Yeah.
But the main logic is
Yes.
that time and again Acharya have given Lord Jina's name.
Yeah.
Jinwar ne kaha hai,
Yes.
Jinwar ne kaha hai,
Yeah.
because they don't want to take
Even
add anything.
even Kundakunda Bhagwan,
Yeah,
Acharya also says,
also,
as per
all the
the
Acharyas.
everything's
They
Kundakunda
were so
Bhagwan in his
humble,
text, always
they
he
were so
says.
humble
Yes.
that they don't want to say that I am saying. They were said Lord Jina.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So disposition of the soul, like delusion, attachments, and aversions, cause influx of karmas, is called by Lord Jina the psychic or the subjective influx, bhav asrav. The other kind is material influx, dravya asrav. So, in 7 fundamentals, we had studied that from asrav to moksha, all have two viewpoints. One from the soul point of view, that is the bhav one or the psychic one, and other one from the non-soul elements point of view, that is the material part. Okay. So the other kind is material influx. That is material karma flows in towards the soul. So these are the two kinds of influx, bhav asrav and dravya asrav. Similarly, they will explain now bandh also, bondage also, and so forth. Now they are showing here the causes of the influx. The first of these, psychic influx, bhava asrav, as an antecedent to bondage, is due to 5 reasons. So first, there is an influx and then there is a bondage. Without influx, there cannot be a bondage. So influx is the cause and bondage is the effect. So they have a cause and effect relationship among them. Karan Karya Vyavastha. So influx is the Karan, cause, and bondage is the effect, Karya. Okay. So in verse number 30, yes. Yeah, thank you. The first of these, psychic influx, bhav asrav, as an antecedent to bondage, means it precedes the bondage, is due to 5 reasons. What are these 5 reasons? Mithyatva. First one is mithyatva, wrong belief. Then avirati, non-abstinence. Then we have negligence, pramad. Then we have activity of mind, speech, and body called yoga. And the last one is passion, kashai. Okay. These are 5, 5, 15, 3, and 4 kinds respectively. Now, most of the place, like in Tattvar Sutra or Samaysar, the sequence is the correct sequence. First one is, of course, wrong belief, mithyatva. Then avirati is also correct, non-abstinence. Then the third part is the passion. Then comes negligence or pramad. And then in the last is the yoga. But here the sequence has been a bit different. But that is the correct sequence that I said. Because first of all, what goes? Wrong belief goes. It is in which stage? Which stage of spiritual development?
4th stage.
Yes.
4th stage.
4th stage. Okay. Then avirati, non-abstinence. When it goes, which stage?
5th one.
5th one. Good. Then here it is written negligence, but we will take that sequence. Passion. Oh, okay. Because passion goes on the 10th stage, you know. So negligence goes on the 6th stage. So they have picked up this sequence. But in Tattvar Sutra and Samayasa, the sequence is different. Okay. So negligence goes on the 6th.
No, sir, 1 second. So as per the Divya Sankara, we have to do like this, and as per the Tattva Sutra, like that, we have to think.
We have to follow the textbook. Yeah. Negligence, pramad is, it goes on the 6th. But pramad also includes passion. So how it goes into the sixth? That's a question. Okay. Negligence and then activity. So this activity body will go on the 14th. So again, the sequence has been broken. Yoga activity of the body will go on the 14th because up to 14th, body is still there.
Yes.
And passion
Yes.
goes on the 10th stage. So pramad actually goes on the 10th itself because pramad consists of 15 subdivisions. Out of that 15 subdivisions, 4 is vikatha. Okay. Then 4 kashai. So krodh, man, maya, lobh. So 4 plus 4, 8. Then we have
I don't know.
Teen Gupti, right? So 11, five senses. Okay. So 8 plus 5, 13. And then we have sneh, liking. And one more is, I think, nidra, sleepiness, right? So, so in all the 15 subdivisions of pramad or negligence, kasha is there, so it goes on the 10th. So we have to take that sequence only. So it would be like wrong belief, non-abstinence, passions, negligence, and then yoga. That would be a correct sequence. So there are 5 subdivisions of uh, wrong belief. It's given there in the next page. Not next page, next page. 1 minute. Huh? I had seen it somewhere. It's not there. Hmm. So it's there on the page number 102. Okay. So.
Sir, one can you clarify as per this Dravya Sankara, the sequence is been it's not correct or it is correct one? What is that?
Actually, why we are saying that sequence of Tattvat Sutra and Samay, because the sequence of going on happens that way, you know. But here it is
understood. From your explanation, I understood now this one. How
Yeah.
it goes, you are explained, no?
Yeah. So that is the logic
So
given
here
there.
that as per Divya Sankara, it is not like that. It should be like that only you are telling, just for information, the
Yes.
correct information you are telling.
So we have 5 subdivisions of wrong belief. Then again, difference is there. Here it is written that Avirati has 5, but actually Avirati has 12 subdivisions. 5 senses and mind, 6, and then Prani Sangra, 6 types of jivas. One sensed being 5, and then tras. So it all becomes 12. But here it is written 5. Then pramad 15 is okay. And then yoga is 3 also okay. Mind, speech, and body. And passions, again here it is written 4. So major passions they only have counted. Krodh, man, maya, lobh. Then there are 4 subdivisions of that: Anantanubandhi, Apratyakan, Pratyakan, and Sanjulan. So it adds up to 16. And then there are 9 quasi passions. Okay. Hasya, Rati, Arati, Sog, Bhai, Jugupsa, Strived, Purushved, and Napunsakved. So again, passions are 25. So here it's all given very in a short manner. So we'll take this anyway, no problem. But we know from Tattvat Sutra and Samaysar the subdivisions. So it has been elaborately explained in Tattvat Sutra. This is a very small text. So just an introductory text. So they have not included the subdivisions names here. Okay. But in commentary, you might come across of course, the explanation is given. Okay. So we'll move on to the next. We'll leave it here. 31. influx of particles of matter which are fit to turn into 8 kinds of karma. Okay. So influx of particles of matter, dravya asrav, which are fit to turn into 8 kinds of karma, like knowledge obscuring karma, perception obscuring karma, delusion obscuring karma, and energy obscuring karma. Okay, antray karma. These are the 4 obscuring karmas, and then we have 4 non-obscuring karmas, like Ayu, Nam, Gotra, and Vedniya. Okay. So all put together are 8. So turn into 8 kinds of karma, like knowledge, obscuring karma, etc., is called material influx by Lord Jina. These 8 kinds of karma again are of many kinds. So in total there are 148, or there is another division wherein it comes to 168. So these are the subdivisions of 8 major karmas. So again, dravya karma is explained here. And now moving on to the next one, 32. Now they are explaining bondage. Dispositions of the soul. What kind of dispositions? Same. Delusions, attachments, and aversions. Like perverted faith. So perverted faith is what? Delusion. Actuated by passions. Okay. Cause psychic bondage. Bhav bandh. Okay. And the interpenetration of the karmic matter with the space points of the soul is termed as material bondage or dravya bandh. So when there is a rise of the sentiments like delusion, attachment, and aversions, and the soul indulges in those dispositions, then the bondage happens. Okay. And these bondages are of 2 types. One is the bhav bandh, which is the indulgence in the dispositions of the soul, and the other one is dravya bandh, material bondage. It is the interpenetrations of the karmic matter with the space points of the soul. So the word here written is interpenetration, but actually the karma does not touch the soul. It is just they are in the same space point. Okay, that is only the connection. But reality, the karma does not touch the soul, and the soul does not touch the karma. They both remain separate. One is a conscious substance and other one is a non-conscious substance. So there cannot be any correlation between the two. But still, from the conventional point of view, it is said that there is an interpenetration of the karmic matter with the space points of the soul, and it is termed as material bondage or dravya bandh. Next, 33. Page number 112. Yeah. So this bondage is of 4 kinds according to its nature or species. So there are 4 types of bondage. First one is prakriti bandh, called nature or species bondage. The second one is the actually pradesh bandh. Okay, the sequence is like that. In Moksha Marg Prakashak, it is given like that: prakriti bandh, then pradesh bandh, quantity of space points. So the first one is the nature or types of bandh, prakriti bandh. Then the quantity of space points, pradesh bandh. Then we have sthiti bandh, the duration. And the last one is anubhag bandh, intensity of fruition. And we also studied in Moksha Marg Prakashak that Prakriti Bandh and Pradesh Bandh are not strong. Okay, they are very feeble. They hardly affect the soul. But the main effect that this type of bondage brings is the duration and the intensity of fruition. Okay, so the first two, Prakriti and Pradesh Bandh, is dependent on the yoga. Okay, mind, speech, and body activity. And the Sthiti and Anubhag Bandh, these are dependent on the passions. Okay, so the one that is bonded by passions is quite strong than the one that is bonded by the yoga. Okay, so bondage is of four kinds according to its nature: Prakriti Bandh, duration, Sthiti Bandh, intensity of fruition, Anubhag Bandh, and quantity of space points, Pradesh Bandh. Nature bondage and quantity of space point bondage are due to activity of yoga. Activity means yoga. Okay. And duration bondage and intensity of fruition bondage are due to passions. So this is all we studied right now. Okay. Now moving on to the next 34. Page number 120. So on 119, just showed the chart. Here is a chart of karma. Okay. So they have divided into Ghati karma and Aghati karma. And again in Ghati karma, they have again made a subdivisions. Monia, they have kept it separate because they are showing that those that are directly controllable by the soul and those that cannot be so controlled. Jnanavarna, Darshnavarna, Antaray. So again, this is a new logic, it's never nowhere given like this. Even Moksha Prakasaka, it is not given like this. And but there must be some perspective for this. Then Darshan Monia and Charitra Monia are the subdivisions of Monia karma. Then again, Charitra Monia, they have mentioned only the four major passions: anger, pride, deceit, and greed. And they have not included the four levels: Anantanubandhi, Apratyakhan, Pratyakhan, and Sanjvalan. Of course, they have written no Kasha is 9. Joking, Hasya, Rati, jest, or liking, Arati, boredom or disliking, grief, shok, fear, bhai, disgust, jugupsa, male sex passion, female sex passion, and neuter sex passion. So all these put together are the passions. Okay. And again, Darshan Monia, there is 3 subdivisions: Mithyatva, Samyak Mithyatva, and the last one is again Samyaktva Prakriti, right faith tinged with superstition. Okay, so these are all part of karmas. Okay, and of course they have not written. They've written Aghati karmas also. Subdivisions are given: Vedniya, Ayu, Nam, and Gotra. So this karma chart, but I have shared you one more karma chart. If you remember, that was a very comprehensive one with all the 93 subdivisions of Nam karma, all the divisions all put together. If I get hold of it, I will again share it tomorrow. Otherwise, somebody can retrieve from our past classes. I think we had done this in karma chapter of Vitrag Vigyan 2, I suppose. And then we had done also in Moksha Marg Prakashak. Okay, coming to the 34th, the cessation or the stoppage of the inflow of karmic matter as a result of dispositions of the soul. Now, what kind of dispositions are these? Can anyone guess?
What is the question, sir? What is that?
Here it is written that the cessation of the inflow of karmic matter as a result of disposition of the soul is psychic stoppage. So what kind of disposition of the soul will cause this stoppage of influx?
That is what?
Yeah, try. Anyone else would like to try? Aditi ji, you know the answer.
Sir, like in what Gunstan?
Yeah,
12th?
you are, what you are saying?
So is it the 12th Gunstan will stop the bhav somewhere?
No. Disposition of the soul. Sentiments of the soul.
Being with oneself and being
So
in a
straight
good,
away you say right belief,
yeah,
knowledge, and right conduct. This disposition of the soul is going to stop this psychic stoppage. Okay. So when these are manifested, right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct, then there is a stoppage of the inflow of karmic matter, and this is psychic stoppage. After this cessation, the taking in of karma matter is cut off or interrupted. This should be known as material stoppage. Okay. So initially, the elimination of delusion, attachment, and aversions is the cause of stoppage, psychic stoppage. And this is from the negative side, elimination. From the positive side, right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct are the disposition of the soul, which causes this psychic stoppage. And due to this psychic stoppage, corresponding karmic matter also is cut off or interrupted, and this is known as material stoppage. Okay. So bhav samvar and dravya samvar. You have done a concept clarity on 7 fundamentals earlier. I think in the first sem I had given you. So you know 7 fundamentals very clearly. So I think you'll be able to understand this, right? If you have any questions in between, you always ask. Huh? Don't hesitate. Make it very clear. We are just going very slow only. But still, if you have any questions, you can always ask. Now 35, page number 124. Hmm. 35. Vows, vrat, carefulness, samiti, control, gupti, virtue or rules of pity, dharma, contemplation, anupreksha, conquest by endurance, parishajay, and conduct, charitra, are the various means for stopping the inflow of karmic matter. Okay, so these are the means. In Tattvat Sutra, this has been explained in very detail. But here the names are given. I think this is from Tattvat Sutra only. They have not given the reference. No, there must be the reference. Adapted from Jaina Essay Reality. Okay. But in Tattvas also these are given. So there are 5 vows: Mahavrat, Ahimsa, Satya, Acharya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. Okay. So Ahimsa is non-violence, Satya is truth, Acharya is refraining from theft, Brahmacharya is chastity, and Aparigraha is non-attachment to possessions. Okay. So these are the 5 vows, and then we have 5 samitis. Iriya Samiti, careful in walking; Bhasa Samiti, carefulness in speech; these are all from the point of view of a monk. Okay, so monks do have this samiti and this mahavrat, 5 mahavrat. Esna samiti, carefulness in eating. Then adan nikshepan samiti, carefulness in lifting and laying down things. And the last one is utsarg samiti, carefulness in disposal of excretions. So the monks always see the place that there are no small insects anywhere. There only they dispose of their excretions. So there is awareness and mindfulness everywhere in activities of a monk. And that's why they are able to observe these 5 Mahavrats. Now, control of the 3 kinds of activities, Gupti. Controlling the threefold activity of the body, speech, and mind. Then the 10 virtues, 10 Lakshan Dharma. So you all know 10 Lakshan Dharma, we are skipping. Then 12 contemplations, we already studied twice. You studied in Chedala also, and then we studied in Vitrag Vigyan 3, I suppose, Bara Bhavana. Okay. And still we are the next paper would be next week. We will be starting this 12 contemplations in detail. Okay. We have a separate book on Bara Bhavana. So this 12 contemplations is Anupreksha or Bara Bhavana, you know. Then 22 afflictions to be endured, Parisha Jai. Okay. These afflictions or hardship have to be endured by the ascetic striving after emancipation. So those who want to get liberated, they have to endure these hardships or afflictions. Okay. So what are these 22 afflictions? Shuddha, hunger, then trusha, thirst, sit, cold, usna, heat, damaskasa, insect bite, naganya, nakedness, arati, displeasure, stri, disturbance due to feminine attraction, then charya, discomfort arising from roaming, nishedya, discomfort of postures, sayya, uncomfortable couch, akros, scolding or insult, vad, assault or injury, yachna, determination not to beg for favors, alab, lack of gain, not getting food for several days in several homes, then rog, illness, then transpers, okay, transpers, pain inflicted by blades of grass. So the monks walk in the jungle, so sometimes they get pain inflicted by blades of grass. Then mal, uncleanness of the body. Then satkar puruskar, absence of reverence and honor. Pragna, conceit of learning. Agnan, despair or uneasiness arising from failure to acquire knowledge. And the last one is adarshan, disbelief due to delay in the fruition of meritorious deeds. So these are the 22 kinds. So these are the situations where the monk, the situation is so created that they have to suffer from these. But the monks with their sheer sharpness of the knowledge, discriminative knowledge, what they do is, they win over this all kinds of passions, and that's how they win over these afflictions. Okay. So these are the 22 types, and then there is 5 kinds of charitra or the conduct. Samaik. Samaik, so everyone knows periodic concentration as a means of observing equanimity and refraining from sin. The second one is chedopsthapna, the conduct of reinitiating. So if a monk do something wrong against the rules of the monks, then they are turned out from the congregation of monks. and again they are reinitiated. If an ascetic deviates from the vows and commits injury, etc., owing to carelessness or the rise of passions, he is re-established in his vows according to rules. Then there is Parihar Vishuddhi. Okay. Purity of non-injury, that is refraining from injury. Then there is a Suksma Samparai, slight delusion. Slight delusion conduct, which is tinged with only a bare, unrecognizable greed, and all other passions are fully under control. So this happens on the 10th stage, the last of the passions, slight delusion of greed, slight passions of greed. That is the last one to go. So that's why the Gunasthan is also called Suksam Samparai, 10th Gunasthan. Then we have Yathakhyat, perfect conduct, on the subsidence or destruction of the entire deluding karmas. The self is characterized by equanimity, its own true nature. So this happens on the 12th stage of spiritual development.
Excuse me, Ji. What is the meaning of equanimity?
Equanimity means vitrakta.
What?
Vitrakta, passionlessness.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay,
So,
Ji. Thank you.
You are not manifesting either attachment or aversions. So when there is
Okay.
no attachment, no aversions, it is passionlessness or complete non-attachment,
Okay, Ji.
also called equanimity.
Okay.
Samta bhav, Now 36. Disposition of the soul to get rid of the karmic matter already bound with it. Okay. So now they are talking about nirjara, dravya nirjara and bhav nirjara. That is dissociation of bondage. Okay. Partial dissociation of bondage. So disposition of the soul to get rid of the karmic matter already bound with it, either when it falls off by itself on fruition. So one way of getting rid of the karmas is through the normal course where the karma gives the fruition and goes away. Okay. So that is the first part. And then there is one more. When it is annihilated or destroyed through asceticism, tapas, it is also called penance. Okay. So when the monks practice penance, this the karmas are annihilated without coming or without giving fruitations. Okay. So that is called bhav nirjara. The actual dissociation of the karmic matter from the soul is the objective shedding of karmas, dravya nirjara. Thus, nirjara should be known of two kinds. Okay. So one is dravya nirjara, that is the dissociation of the karmic matter. Okay. And the other one is the bhav nirjara, where without having to face the consequences of the fruition of karmas, you offload it without coming into the rise. And that is called bhav nirjara. Okay. So bhav nirjara is again of two types. One is the normal nirjara that happens when the karma gives its fruition and then goes away. And that is called Savipak Nirjara. It is also called Savipak Nirjara. Okay. And the other one is Bhav Nirjara. That is the through the penance, the monks annihilates the already bound karmas. And that is called Bhav Nirjara. You can do one thing in the homework. You can read these commentaries. These are all very good commentaries. They are taken from different different books and through different authors. So you will have more clarity on the, but you know 7 fundamentals, so there is nothing that you don't know about it. Still, if you want to go very deep, you can refer to the commentaries given here. That will be enough. But your questions in the exams will be from the original verse only, no commentary included. Okay. So now coming on to the 37th, disposition of the soul that results into destructions of all karmas. So when all the karmas are destroyed, what happens? Liberation. Okay. Surely is the psychic or subjective liberation, bhav moksha, and the actual dissociation of all karmas from the soul should be known as the material or objective liberation, dravya moksha. So bhav moksha and dravya moksha. So the purity started when there was stoppage of influx, and that purity increased in dissociation of bondage or nirjara. Okay. And that purity gets completed when you get liberated, and that is called psychic liberation. Okay, that is psychic liberation. And the material liberation is the actual dissociation of all the karmas. Now the last one on this chapter, 38, Jivas entertaining auspicious disposition. So now they are explaining punya and pap, auspicious and inauspicious karmas. So jivas entertaining auspicious dispositions are virtuous, and those entertaining inauspicious dispositions are wicked. Wicked means pap, sinful. Okay. Punya and pap. Auspicious is punya and inauspicious is pap. Okay. Pleasant feelings, sata vedniya. Auspicious life, shubh ayu. Auspicious name, shubh naam. And auspicious status, shubh gotra, result from the virtuous varieties of karmas. So the difference of virtuous and wicked varieties of karmas are there only in a ghati karma. It is not there in the ghati karma or the obscuring karma. Can anyone give me a logic why it is not there in ghati karma? The divisions of punya and pap is only in agati karma and not in ghati karma. The division of virtuous and wicked, auspicious
That
and inauspicious,
that
merit.
is that last one no sir, that karma. What is that name?
Pardon?
They will not affect the nature of the soul.
Which one?
Pap and punya. Pap and punya.
That is true. That is true. But when we consider.
Sir, Vedanya karma, no? It is a agadi karma that those who are coming under Vedanya, no? That is why it is not. Am I correct? Is your question I understood correctly?
No. I said ki there is a division of merit and demerit, auspicious and inauspicious, virtuous and wicked, only in non-obscuring karmas. These 4 karmas, you know?
Yeah.
Sir, is it because
auspicious, life, then name, nam karma, and the gotra karma or the status, right? So these 4 karmas have 2 divisions of auspicious and inauspicious. Why there is no such division in obscuring karma, ghati karma?
Yeah, because all the 4 are obscuring and they're only papa prakriti. 47
Yes,
are
right.
only papa prakriti.
Yes,
there is
yes.
no chances of punya or papa there. All
Right,
47 are papa prakriti only.
Yes, correct. So in obscuring karma, there are no subdivisions of virtuous and wicked. All are wicked only. All are sin activities only. So it's only the division.
There are 47. 47, am I correct, sir?
Yeah, 47 and 101 here. Agati karma. So agati karma 93 is nam karma, 2 is gotra karma, 2 is vedniya, and 4 ayu. So 2 plus 2 plus 4, 8 plus 93 is 101 and 47 in obscuring karma. So total 148. Okay. So here we complete this, the elements from influx to liberations. Okay. Now we'll moving on to the next topic from 39 to 46. It is the real point of view and the conventional point of view in terms of path of liberation. Okay. So what is the path of liberation from the conventional point of view? What is the path of liberation from the real point of view? That we are going to discuss from 39 to 46. And that is where we are going to end today. Okay. So 39.
Sir, 1 second, sir. That Gata's Bhava Artha, that is come for the exam only, no? This explanation and the only.
Which
that is for it.
Yeah.
No, that, yeah, Bhava, that Artha is there, no? Bhava. Katha Bhava. And this English explanation.
What explanation you are talking about?
For exam point of view, this explanation of the gathas only, as you said, am
Yes,
I correct?
only gathas, nothing else.
That only I want to confirm. Okay,
yes,
thank you.
Gathas,
Thank you.
That's where we are covering only gathas only.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
If we cover the whole, then it will take much time. And I think this carries 30 marks only. So another 60 marks will come from Bara Bhavna. Okay. So this way the paper 3 will be complete. Okay. So 39 to 46 is the conventional point of view and real point of view regards to path of liberation. So Todharmalji explained it very nicely in Mokshamar Prakashak that there are no two ways of getting liberated. There is only one way of liberation, but to present that path of liberation, we talk in two different languages, two different viewpoints. One is from the real point of view and another one is conventional point of view. So conventional point of view is also called empirical point of view. From the empirical point of view, Vyavhar Nyay, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct together are to be known as leading to liberation. Okay. So from the conventional point of view, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. And from the transcendental point of view, that is Nischay, real point of view. The soul itself inherently possessing these three attributes is the cause of liberation. So what is the cause of liberation from the real point of view? The soul itself. Okay. And from the conventional point of view, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Now, can anyone tell me why it is right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct called the conventional point of view? We have studied in Nyay, if you remember, but logically also you can answer it. So when we divide one thing into subdivisions, it becomes conventional point of view. And when we jam it into one, then it becomes a real point of view.
Absolute.
Right? So cause of liberation from the real point of view would be the soul itself. Okay. And from the conventional point of view would be right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. So when you divide a thing into subdivisions, it is always a conventional point of view. Okay. So this you must remember. Now moving on to the next 40. Yes. The three jewels, Ratnatraya of right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct, okay, exist only in the soul and not in any other substance. Okay. Hence, the soul itself having this attribute of Ratnatraya is the real cause of liberation. So what is the real cause of liberation? It has been explained separately here that the soul itself is the cause of liberation, and the soul is having this attribute of right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct, and many other kinds of infinite kinds of attributes. And that is the cause of liberation. Now 41. So one thing is good here, that the new words always starts from a fresh page. So we have to look here only on the top of the page. Okay. So 41, belief in substances, souls and non-souls, as these actually are. Okay. Belief in substances, that is dravya, soul, jeev, and non-souls, ajeev, as these actually are, is right faith. Now they are explaining what is right faith, what is right knowledge, and what is right conduct. Okay. So, belief in substances. Okay. Substances means 6 substances, and the souls and non-souls elements, 7 fundamental elements, as these actually are, is right faith. Okay. Right faith is an inherent attribute of the soul. Having achieved right faith, knowledge of these substances without fallacies of doubt, sanshay, error or perversity, viparya, and uncertainty or indefiniteness, anadhyavasai, is right knowledge. So what would be a right knowledge? The knowledge which is devoid of fallacies of doubt, okay, which is devoid of perversity, and which is devoid of uncertainty or indefiniteness, is right knowledge. So when you have these 3 coming up, the knowledge becomes wrong knowledge. Okay. So now right conduct will be explained in the next one, 42-1. Yes. Detailed cognition of substances. Cognition means to know. Okay. Detailed cognition of substances, souls and non-souls, without the fallacies of doubt, error, or uncertainty, is right knowledge. And this right knowledge is of many kinds. Mati, sensory knowledge; sruth, scriptural knowledge; mati, sruth; then audhi, clairvoyance knowledge; then mana paryay gyan, telepathy; and the last one, keval gyan or omniscience. So these are the 5 right kind of knowledge. Okay. Next, 43. Ascertaining generalities of substances without going into particularities such as size and color is known as perception, darshan, in Jaina scriptures. So without going into the details, just the general impression, it is called darshan or perception. Now next. Okay. Yes. In souls with imperfect knowledge, the 2 modes of upyog, perception and knowledge. Okay. In souls with imperfect knowledge. So those who have not manifested omniscience knowledge are all imperfect knowledge. The 2 modes of upyog, perception and knowledge, darshan and gyan. And this upyog is also called chetna. Okay. Or it is also called active consciousness. Do not arise simultaneously. Do not arise simultaneously. So both are not happening together. First is always perception, and then the knowledge follows. In such souls, knowledge arises only after acquisition of faith. So here the word faith should not be there. Here it should be after acquisition of perception. Because faith to samyak darshan, that darshan means faith. And here darshan means just to see. So again, this is correction, not from the acharyas, but from the translator. Because acharya have written dansana. So that dansana means just to see, perception. That's all. Yeah, Priyanka ji.
Yeah, Janendra, sir.
Yeah.
So in the previous verse, I think we mentioned that right knowledge is part of the soul from the Nishchay viewpoint.
Right.
So if it's part of the soul, then and right knowledge is part of the soul, then so in this verse, when it says in souls with imperfect knowledge, so sir, souls, if they have right knowledge, then how can they also have imperfect knowledge?
It is imperfect in from the point of view of omniscience. When we when we compare between omniscience and the knowledge up to the 12th stage of spiritual development, it is still imperfect.
They called Chadmastaka.
Huh?
Like that. Chadmasta.
1 to 12 is imperfect knowledge, and 13th, it is the complete knowledge or the omniscience.
Yeah, all Sansarik Jivan is Chad.
So this is from
So,
that.
sir, is it
So the right knowledge begins from 4th stage. So 4th to 12 is the right knowledge, but it is still imperfect when we compare it to omniscience knowledge, which is complete and perfect knowledge.
okay? So, sir, is it would it be right to say that you know how soul's nature has virya, and we talk about certain attributes of the soul? Does that imperfect knowledge mean like the soul has the right knowledge, but it is obscured, or is it the soul has?
It is obscured. It is obscured in the sense that all the karmas have not been destroyed, no? So when all the karmas will be destroyed, it will be omniscience knowledge. So before omniscience knowledge, so far the karmas are there, it is still a obscuring knowledge only. Okay?
Obscure knowledge only. Okay.
So it is called.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So there are some viewpoints. Your question was very good. I can understand. So here the faith means perception. So you do the correction in whatever way you can. These are some of the things that we have to take care, because here the acharyas means darshan. Darshan means perception, and it's already written that two modes of upyog, perception and knowledge. So how can it be faith? Okay. So always faith is always perception is first thing to happen, and then only the knowledge can happen. There cannot be a knowledge without perception. Okay. So first you will see something, that there is something, and then we will have clarity. Oh, that is a mobile phone, that is a pen, or something, that's a watch, something like that. So when you have clarity about the object, it is knowledge. And before clarity, there is something. That is the general impression, general image, and that is called perception. So perception is always prior to knowledge. But in omniscient souls, both perception and knowledge arise simultaneously. So in omniscient souls, okay, Kevli Bhagwan, both are together. But those who are not omniscient, they will have first perception and then knowledge. Next, 45, last two, 45 and 46. 45, conduct or charitra from the, so far we have discussed what? Right faith and right knowledge. Now we are discussing right conduct. Conduct from the empirical point of view, from the conventional point of view, consists in desisting oneself from demerit, non-commendable activities and engaging in merit, commendable activities. Okay, so this is the conduct from the conventional point of view. Now, what would be a conduct from the real point of view? Lord Jinnah has proclaimed that this empirical conduct is observed through 5 vows, vratas, 5 regulations, samitis, and 3 controls, guptis. Okay, so 13. This is also a division given. Usually it is how much? 28. Okay, 28 qualities, major qualities. These 28 major qualities are what? 5 vows, 5 abstaining from 5 sensory objects. So 5 plus 5, 10. Then 5 regulations or samitis, 15. Then 6 anayatan. Okay. Then
6 avashyaks, sir.
No.
For 28 mool guna, no, 6 avashyak will come, no.
6
Anayatan will not come.
anayatan
6 avashyak, 3
6
guptis.
Yeah. 6 avashyaks will come. So 15 plus 6, 21, and then 7 mulgun. Says mulgun. Like eating 1 time a day, eating standing only, and nakedness, and then case launch, and then these are the 7s. Okay. So, so these are the 28 major attributes, but here it is written only 13. 5 vows, 5 samitis, and 3 controls, that is guptis. Okay. So this is again conduct from the conventional point of view. Now, what would be conduct from the real point of view? That will be the 46th one. Yeah. Lord Jinnah is proclaimed from the real point of view. Now so now they have used the word real point of view. So far they were using transcendental, but this is the right word, real point of view. That stoppage of all activities, external and internal, undertaken by a knowledgeable soul to attain liberation is right conduct. Okay. So right conduct will be to absorb themselves or to meditate into your own soul. That is the right conduct. Okay. So from the real point of view, that stoppage of all activities, external and internal. Okay. So when there are no kinds of activities, obviously the active consciousness is focusing on the soul itself, undertaken by a knowledgeable soul. Okay. To attain liberation is right conduct. So this is all up to 46. Now 47, 48, 49 would be on meditation. Okay. So that we will take up tomorrow, and tomorrow we will finish from 47 to 49. Okay, these 3, and then from 50 to 54 is 5 permissives, and then from 55 to 58 is again what it is. 55 to 58 is Dhya, Dhyata, and Dhyan. So that tomorrow we'll be completing this 47 to 58, and that will be the end of Dravya Sangra. And then next week we'll move on to Bara Bhavana. That will be the last topic of this 3rd sem. So we have still good amount of time, so we'll be completing in time only, no problem. Okay. So I want to take Bara Bhavana in detail. So I will share the textbook also, so you can, those who want to take a printout can take a printout. Those who have already received, has anybody received English books on 12 contemplations? It is there. PDF is there, but it is out of print. That's what I heard last time, and it was supposed to go on print. So those who have ordered books, what you received in terms of Bara Bhavna?
Hindi
Everything
Hindi
Hindi.
text.
Okay.
Hindi.
All books were
Sir?
in Hindi this time.
Yeah, full
Acha.
set is Hindi. I
Full
got.
set is Hindi.
Yeah, exactly. Sir, one small clarification.
Chadala also Hindi?
Yes,
Everything is Hindi. Sir,
everything
full set
we
is
got
Hindi. What a
from
English book.
Rajesh got us that English book from some university, sir.
Yeah, but that was separately she ordered. Baki from the
Yeah, from Todarmal, that trust, all Hindi
got
one, full set.
So I think it's not available there in the print, but there has been a translation of Bara Bhavna available. I will share the PDF. I have the PDF.
Sir, one clarification I need.
Right.
That 30 marks you told, no, for this, but 60 mark you told that 30 marks include the Chadala, all these things, no? Chadala,
No. Chadala is a complete
the
paper.
different paper.
Acha.
Chadala is paper 2. We are doing now
Okay.
paper 3. Dravya Sangra
Okay.
30 marks and Bara Bhavna 60 marks.
Okay, I'll go through it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And paper 1 was Moksha Prakasak.
Okay.
Chapter 1 and 2. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Priyanka.
Okay, sir.
Sorry, sir. I want to just ask. So when we say right faith, right knowledge, right conduct,
Right.
and then, sir, up until now, I was thinking right faith is like I need to have faith that I am the true soul and my true nature
Right.
is like of Paramatma.
Your true nature is just to know and see.
Is just to know and see, and passionless being. And I have the kind of like ingredients to achieve or become Siddh. But
Yes.
sir, like now when we talk about right perception, so just going back, say like to the example of mobile phone that you gave. So first we see, then we understand, and then we use it.
Yeah. So perception here means to see. It is not the right faith.
So seeing, but seeing happens with the eyes. So like, can you like give maybe like an example, like when I'm perceiving, like how am I perceiving it? Because at the moment, my perception is happening through the external organs, like through eyes, and my brain is telling me like I'm seeing something.
Right.
So internally, how do I perceive, like what right perception means in terms of soul?
So in terms of soul, before the knowledge happens, there is a general impression that is that image builds up on your knowledge screen, that is called perception. And when you really identify that this is pen, this is mobile, then it becomes a knowledge. So perception always precedes the knowledge. That's a rule. Okay. You cannot have knowledge directly. There will always be a perception before knowledge. So that perception is the general impression that there is something. Now, what it is, when you identify it, then it becomes a knowledge.
Okay. So for example, in terms of soul,
right faith, when we say darshan, gyan, charitra, so there darshan means right faith. So when we talk of 3 jewels, it is always the right faith. It is there. We don't use at perception. Okay. So only when we see something, then we say that perception happens first and then the knowledge.
Actually,
Okay,
in the
sir,
can I add?
Go ahead.
Can I add? See, when you see also through eyes, no, behind the eyes, Atma Pradesh is there. Every organs get piche. So actually, the Atma only realizes that this is the mobile, this is the one. Because of this karmic bondage, this real perception seeing is not happening.
Perception is an attribute of
happens through eyes. Because of this karmic bondage, we are going through the eyes, ear, all this.
The soul doesn't have eyes, no?
Yeah, sir, but realization
eyes are only an instrumental cause.
Yes. 100%.
Eyes is a medium.
Atma,
The
yeah,
actual
medium.
knowledge and perception
Is
quality.
soul
the
only
soul.
is, identifies that this is a pen, this is the one.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Because
the
as
five senses
Yeah.
acts as a medium. They don't have the knowledge
Yes,
or
exactly.
perception in them. They are right now dead body. Okay.
Yeah.
They are always a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
So when soul is there right now, it's still a dead body. It doesn't have any capacity to know anything. It is the powerhouse of soul through which the knowledge and perception
Yes.
are always coming out, and they are apprehending things, comprehending things.
Mm-hmm. So, sir, like it just because at the moment, like, we are studying it, we've been listening to it since we were born. So now it's like, okay, something like soul exists.
Yes.
So the perception per se, at least like as householders at the level that we are at, it hasn't happened.
It doesn't?
It hasn't happened.
What has not happened?
Like the perception of the soul, like the soul exists. Like we are learning through scriptures, we are learning through our elders, our teachers.
You have to put your logics also. Like you can just see that there is a body, okay? And the person can see, the person can hear, everything is happening very normally. But when the soul goes away, the parts of body are still there. Eyes is still there, but it cannot see. That means the knower, one who was knowing, was soul only. Body was not knowing. Because the body is still there, but it is not having any knowledge as such. That shows, that proves that the knowledge is from the soul itself. No other entity in this universe has this knowledge attributes apart from soul.
Okay, sir.
And when I consider my soul, so my knowledge is in my soul. You are also a soul, but my knowledge cannot be in your soul. Okay. So,
okay, sir.
So each soul has its own attributes of knowledge, perceptions, right faith, right knowledge, right conduct, all infinite attributes. And through those attributes only it functions. Okay. So we say, no, Matra Janna Mera Kam, Gyata Drashta Atam Ram. So Gyata Drashta. Gyata means knower and Drashta means seer. So when we say seer, then the perception attributes
perception comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we know, then the knowledge attributes is coming into play. So
thank you, sir.
One last request, those who have not finished, like most of you have done concept clarity paper 1. Okay. And I'll be giving you a feedback in a couple of days about the paper 1. Okay. We will have some discussion maybe next week when we start Bara Bhavna. Before that, we will have this discussion. If there are some mistakes being done, that I'll also highlight, not individually, but generally. And the best practices, what you can do, that also we will be sharing that day on paper 1. Now for paper 2, the last date is already over, but still I think 5-7 people only have submitted. So like, this is the way you are going to go ahead the whole 5 years, or at some point of time you will be very punctual? I'm asking a question. Once in a while, you can always be busy, you can fall ill, you have some functions coming up in your home. I understand everything. Once in a while is okay, but you should not make it as a routine. Okay. It is highly unethical. You are given 21 days to complete a thing, and you can do it in 1 page also. You can do it in half page also. I'm giving you liberty. And if you don't write, you just do me a voice message. You don't have time to write, you just do a voice message to me in 5 minutes. I will accept it. But you at least do it in the deadline. Okay.
Rajesh, sorry, can I say something?
Yeah.
I think I'm speaking on behalf of my fellow students.
Okay.
I think all of us are trying to give the answers in a in a very detailed manner, maybe.
Yeah, that
And
I understand. That I understand.
that is why we feel like maybe
So what
we
you can
are
do,
not.
Darshit ji, what you can do, Darshit ji, I
Yeah.
understand your thing, but you have been given 21 days time, right? So if you are not able to do that in 21 days, then leave it. No, you do it whenever you want. But let's finish the assignments, no, as per rule.
Sir, for Sir CC2, she has given first week of June, sir. We are requested her. She told 31st May. Then we requested her June. That Viva only 19th June. May she has told. Viva, that one. For
Because
CC2, she has given time up to May 31st. Then we requested. I think she has told 7th June. But 31st May, at least we'll take it and try to finish it off.
Okay, good. So this time is okay. I don't mind. But next time onwards.
Yes, sir. We got respect, and we, whatever the may be, that deadline, we try to, on behalf of everybody as a senior, I am telling.
I understand Darshitji's viewpoint that in order to do in a better way, you take more time, okay? And you know that once you submit it, you will not again touch it, okay? So that also I understand. But like there is some time limit, for everything. So you have to do that in time limit. Now, if you are able to
No,
do the way you want, okay?
No,
Just write one page and do complete that formality for the examination purpose, and later on you can write as many pages as you want on your own. That's what is stopping you.
But that will affect our marks. That's the worry.
It doesn't affect marks. In concept clarity, we cannot deduct any single marks.
You're getting full marks as long as you submit on time. The only way where your marks get deducted is if you submit late.
No, MCQ only.
Marks, then you better submit one page.
Friends, let us now. We will take a decision.
So far, I have not deducted any marks of any of the students. Whatever time you have given, I have accepted just because I knew it was your first year, but now you are in the second year. You are quite matured up. You are very well aware that 21 days time is enough for anything to complete. So next time onwards, I will cut the marks. From 4th SEM, I will cut the marks, but this SEM again, we are accepting and we are also extending dates. In between, there were some modal issues, but forget about the modal. You just mail me the answers. I will just see it. No problem. Okay.
Rajesh, can I just clarify? Maybe I'm not understanding it. So what you're saying is for concept clarity, as long as you hand in the paper, you get your full marks.
Yeah.
In time.
Even if you write half page, half page, I will accept.
Okay, I didn't know.
It's where they are cutting marks is actually if you submit late, then 2 or 4 marks, something like that gets deducted.
So initially for first 15 days, it is 2 marks. Then if you delay by 1 month, it is 4 marks, 5 marks, something like that.
Okay, fine.
Sorry,
Thank you.
sir. Can I? Sir, it's just I have an itch to say this, and I think and something that I think I want to clarify. So before I joined the course, I think what I heard from my cousin who motivated me to join the course is, Priyanka, just twice a week, and you just have to appear for the exams and you get a lot of knowledge, which was fantastic. I feel like I'm doing injustice and I'm kind of cheating by just turning in the papers for the sake of marks. Because I know in my heart, I'm never going to go back to that topic. I'm not going to pick up the book. I'm not going to revise that topic. So, sir, for the place where I come from, and I absolutely have not even an iota of disrespect for any of my teachers. I feel so ashamed to be the last person to turn in my papers every single time, because so I feel like I go back, I read, I listen to the lectures again, and then I just try to see what's the best possible way I can turn in. Like Darshit ji said, because I feel like I'm not doing it for the marks. And if we're all doing it for the marks, then sir, it's just, turning in a half a page. So we can all do that.
But we are running a course, so there must be some rules and regulations about that you have to follow. That's all.
Assignments
I'll make it very simple.
Only for keeping us committed and disciplined. As such, as you said, that it is basically your 2 hours of Swadhyay and the knowledge that you get you revisit it, and what you gain from that, that is actually the real reward and certification of the course.
Right.
But to make it structural and disciplined and standardized, there is this assignment which our sir has been really kind to accommodate wherever possible. No matter how
Absolutely.
much strictly, sternly he tells, you know he's going to accommodate at the most. And as you said, that if you lose a few marks, you lose all your marks, that's okay. In fact, the reason why they are not cutting marks anywhere as much as possible is because they don't want those low marks to be a demotivator for any of us. He has never discussed marks. He has never seen marks. Nobody's seeing your marks. Yeah, unless somebody is doing extremely well, then of course we felicitate that person. We are proud of that person, and we felicitate that person. But other than that, you be the last in the class. You get 0 through all your examination. Nobody is like seeing it. So don't worry about it.
I'm not seeing my own marks. To be honest,
But
I have to see my marks from last year.
Priyanka, I appreciate you. My aim also not for mark. We are learning and we are getting experience. We are learning. I really appreciate your attitude. It's good.
I'm solving your problem, Priyanka ji. Why you are after mugging up things, remembering things? You read the newspaper in the morning, right? Do you remember every facts and news? No, right? So here also you try to put your energy and whatever time in understanding the concept. Don't try to mug up or remember or anything. Let it be. Okay. जो याद रह गया सो रह गया, नहीं रह गया तो नहीं रह गया.
सर वो भी ट्राई किया, पर सर लेकिन क्या होता है आगे का जो कॉन्सेप्ट अभी it's getting complicated. Then I have to go back. I'm like, oh my gosh, what was Ghati? What was Aghati? Then I'm like going back. I was like, okay, I'm lost. So then I start again from scratch.
Ghati is type of karma. That's all.
No, Priyanka.
No, sir, that's just an example.
I am really lost. Don't worry. We are all, most of us are in a similar thing, but it's just that as long, every time it gets repeated, it will get better.
Yes.
If it doesn't get better, it's definitely not getting worse. So keep your attitude at that it's not getting worse. So don't worry.
So
Okay.
the bottom line is that you believe yourself to be a soul and not the body. This is the only part through which you can get liberated, right? And for this, this concept, these are all the other things that we are taking up and giving you homeworks and all things, you know. At the end of the day, what matters is that what do you believe for yourself? Whether you are a soul, you are a body, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, what you believe yourself to be, that's what matters. So when you believe you are a soul and my primary function is to just know and see. So you remain a knower, no? Why you become a doer? मेरे को अभी याद नहीं हुआ है, मेरे को ये नहीं हुआ है. अरे you are not that body. You are not memory, right? Sri Bhuti Muniraj, he used to not remember the Namokar mantra also. You know, his memory was so short because of some old karmas that has come into fruition that he was not remembering the Namokar mantra also. But he was a Bhavlingi Sant and he got liberated in that birth only. So it is not that you have to memorize and put in so much of pressure. Oh, I forgot this. Forget it. Jitna you enjoy, you try to enjoy this course, you try to understand the concept as much as you can, and at the end of the day, it is your ability that is going to work for you. And every person has got different kinds of ability. No two person will have same kind of ability, okay? So there is no comparison as such. And I never mean to compare. I never appreciate, oh, Aditi ji, you are so intelligent, you have stood first. I never appreciate, because I know it hardly matters in the path of liberation. What matters is your sincerity, your dedication, your effort, your determination, and your faith, your decision-making power. So that's all. So you just understand the concept, try to analyze it, and try to come at a decision. That is what you can do religiously. All right. Other things will happen automatically on its own. Yeah.
So
Aditi,
can I put in something?
add something? Aditi Jain,
Sir,
someone
to add?
else was speaking. Oh,
Pardon?
Jaijanen.
Yeah.
Jaijanen. So I was just saying, like, I understand where Priyanka ji is coming from. I am someone who is not able to attend classes as much as I want to, given my time restraints and given I'm still in my study phase. But it's the assignments that pushes me to work and read through all the past materials. And that is one huge reason why that remain connected with what I'm supposed to learn. And that push that you get is extremely important. And I feel like that it enriches ourselves and we're able to understand better. And as of remembering the past things, we can't. That's why when we sit in front, when we're doing Swadhyay, we have six different scriptures in front of us where we keep correlating between each of them, where we try to understand, oh, I forgot this, okay, let me just check from that one. And Vitrag Vigyan has been one of those which is continuously being gone back to try to understand the base again and come back to it. So that is keeping those scriptures together. At the end of the day, it will eventually solve it and you'll eventually get a hang of it. And that's what I hope that I end up doing, because I also don't remember and most of the things from my past semesters. But keeping all the scriptures together and trying to correlate again and again is actually going to enhance it further, is what my opinion has been till now.
So basically, that's why we have kept it as open book exam. We don't want to test your memory, you know. We just want you to understand the concepts, whatever you can. Okay. If you don't understand also, then you don't feel dejected also. Because a time will come, when the right time will come, you will automatically understand. Okay. So never worry for any of these things. Never take it as a tension. I know you are busy, as you are working professionally also, you have a family to maintain and there are other responsibilities also. But in between, if you don't, of course, you require extra efforts for this. And you have been a regular attendant, you have been regularly attending classes also. So that is enough. Okay. So just finish it off in a half page, 1 page if you don't have time. But don't wait that I will do it very nicely. And in that chakkar, the deadline goes away, you know. So that is what I'm advising, that you, for exam purpose, you write half page, you submit it. You will get full marks. If you submit on time, you will get full marks. That's all. Now, on a personal level, now you want to do some research, then you keep on doing. No, every day you can do. You get half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever time each one of you are having, you go and do research. No, who is stopping you? And in between, if you have any questions, you can always ask me personally. So it's not that something will always remain unclear to you. You have to just ask. And even other students will also help you out, you know. So there is nothing as such. So don't take it as a tension, these deadlines. Just try to enjoy it and be sincere that today the assignment is given. I'll start writing today. Maybe 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines. Maybe I can plan it out. And you will see that within a week you will finish it without any burden. So you have to divide it and do it. Now what we do, you know, we keep on taking tensions on that, but we don't actually do it. You know, you have to start somewhere and it will flow automatically and you will finish it. And 1 or 2 semesters I do understand, but now we are in the 3rd sem and now we'll be moving on to the 4th sem. So you will always make it a point, the day the assignment is given, you start writing 2 lines, 3 lines, 5 lines, whatever you can. And you will see that over a period of week, you will have 2-3 pages written already on that. And that is, so never take tension.
Just wanted to say that
Yeah.
you've been very encouraging with what you said, because one of the things I realized with my last assignment was I just didn't want to start it because I was worried about writing things. But the moment I started it, it just actually happened, you know.
Lord, yeah.
So we're procrastinating too much at times. I think you're not getting the work done. So thanks so much.
So if this course was not there, who will be on your head to scold you, you know, okay, do this on time and that. So you will miss, when you will complete 5 years, you will miss this day. The ex-students always say us that there is no one to, no one on our head to scold us to do this and that. So it's like that, So I would just, my request is, don't take it as a tension or some burden like that. Try to enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, the end result is that we need to derive happiness in all situations, come what may. Life will throw at us n number of situations. And in all that situations, there is a way where you can be still happy and not worried. But you have to analyze those facts, and you have to put the perspectives of the nature of substances, how it works, the independence of substance, the independence of attributes, the independence of each modification. One moment ago, it was delusion. The next moment, it is the right knowledge, right belief. So it's only a matter of one moment, So never worry about any of the things. Yeah. You want to add something?
Sir, I had a doubt.
Yeah.
So we were doing the 44th one.
Right.
So in this, we studied in Chedala about how it's always right faith that comes first, and only then can you attain right knowledge.
Right.
That is because of the nimitic sambandh, as much as I can remember.
Right.
So I feel like even this line makes sense, but am I incorrect in that? Because in such souls, knowledge only arises only after the acquisition of faith. So we
No.
changed that to perception, but
We change that to perception because now we are discussing upyog. Upyog means active consciousness. Okay. So this upyog is gets engaged at one place at a time. So if it is perception, then knowledge is not there. Okay. So if it is into knowledge, then perception is not there. So always perception precedes knowledge. So we are discussing here upyog, and faith will not come. That's a mistake of the translator. Okay.
okay.
You see
But
the
in
Hindi version. You see the Hindi version. Chadmast, alpagyani. Okay. Imperfect knowledge. जीवो के दर्शन पूर्वक. So here darshan means देखना. दर्शन पूर्वक ज्ञान होता है, क्योंकि छद्मस्तों के ज्ञान और दर्शन ये दोनों उपयोग सो दे आर नॉट मेंशन क्वालिटी. इट्स उपयोग एक समय में नहीं होते. सो इट इज ऑलवेज द दर्शन फर्स्ट एंड देन द ज्ञान. तथा जो केवली भगवान है, उनके ज्ञान तथा दर्शन ये दोनों ही उपयोग मीन्स एक्टिव कॉन्शियसनेस. दे आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द attributes.
yes.
They are not talking about the faith attributes and the knowledge attributes. They are talking about the upyog. Upyog means consciousness, active consciousness. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Like
But
that.
is it if what I understood was right? Well, first you will only have right faith, only then can you achieve
So
right
as far as
knowledge.
the path of liberation is concerned, it will be always faith there. There it doesn't mean perception. Okay. But when we talk of consciousness, active consciousness, it is always the darshan means perception to see. Just to see.
Just to see. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So we had a lot of discussion, but I think many things have been cleared, and never worry. I will always encourage you to come back to me if you have any problem. I will find solution, but before time, not after the time. Okay. That's all. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है. 9 बार कमेंट गिनेंगे. जय जिन.
जय जिनेन्द्र.